We are at Hybrid Recording Studios in Santa Ana, California. We just recently finished a new recording for a band known as Lamb of God, and it was real convenient and awesome timing to get together with Toontrack and do something super cool. This kit was in the perfect situation for us to get some cool tones out of it.
We started with my kit. I think somebody earlier called it the USS Adler. I've come up with my sound, the sound that I hear in my head, and it sings in this room. I mean, it's just perfectly matched to it.
This is probably the most neutral room I've ever worked at, ever. When you put up the room mics, it's so balanced, the cymbals, the toms, and the kick, that you almost feel like it's the close mics on the kit. It's just ultra balanced. So, especially when recording Chris Adler, that's everything he wants out of his kit, is like super articulate, exactly what he's playing. So this room kind of like lends itself to working really well for what we're trying to accomplish on a Lamb recording in particular. On this particular session, there's two things I wanted to accomplish. If we're doing the Chris Adler, Lamb of God sound, we want to capture his kit kind of the way that we always do. But outside of that, I wanted to do also kits that, I thought were on a broader stroke. I'm a huge fan of the Pearl reference kits. I wanted to bring in one of those and also have it be 10, 12, 14, 16, so it's a very even step down. It's funny, I'd actually never used the reference snare. Figured to try one out just to hear. I knew I loved the drums anyway, so let's get the snare and see if we like it. And I think it's my favorite snare on the kit. It just came out super good. Like, it's just it's a nice high poppy, but still got some weight to it snare drum.
The sampling process is extremely detailed in a way that I maybe hadn't envisioned.
Wow. You guys want to talk about that? My favorite part of the recording process was when we recorded a ride for like 2 hours. I thought that was awesome.
It was incredibly tedious for me to basically sit still and allow for every possible option of every single thing I could do to be recorded, from the hardest I can hit it to the softest I can hit it, to every possibility of everything I could do with that particular thing around my spaceship.
I put on a whole set of drum heads, tuned them up, spent a long time tuning them, listened to it and went, I don't really like that. Pulled the heads off and put on a whole nother set that was a different type of head. And I was like, I love this. And maybe for the first time had the clearest picture that I've ever had of why I like one versus the other.
Of course, it's tedious to do it, but as a user of the product, you can't have anything less than that kind of isolation and pristine capture. The main reason I wanted to do the Toontrack recording is because I use it. Anyone that acquires the pack is going to be able to sit where I sit, hear what I hear.
What I really hope that the users get out of this entire process more than anything is I hope they don't go, wow, Josh Wilbur is terrible at recording drums. That's like my number one. I really hope that that doesn't happen. And then, even beyond that, if they create like some super awesome music out of it, I would say that that's just a win for everybody.